Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun. Let's get into the Brat Loves Judy. Let's go. So Brat and Judy are trying to pick a donor for the baby. And they've gone from thousands to like 290 something. And this is because there are not a lot of black donors, men or women. But also, when Judy was tested, she has underlying diseases that cannot be mixed with men with those same diseases. So now the pool is very small. So when they were getting ready to have the extraction, they got eggs, and shortly after that, a couple of days, Judy got sick. She had swollen ovaries, and she had blood clots, and she had to go into the hospital. But she was okay. But Brat is very emotional. So they got the transfer done, and 10 days after that, Brat lost the baby, and then Brat pretty much felt like she was free as a bird. I feel like Judy like pushes Brat to do certain things, and then Brat ends up doing it. In this particular situation, Judy wants to celebrate Halloween. Brat is not into it. Number one, because the way she was brought up, and number two, on Halloween was the night that she got arrested and went to jail. So Brat is not a fan of Halloween, but Judy is trying to convince her. Now I do understand what Judy's talking about. They're having a baby, and little kids look so cute in Halloween costumes. You don't want to take that from them. So she's easing it in on Brat, and Brat is gradually accepting it. Let's keep going. So Judy's son, Jordan, and his girlfriend has come to live with Brat and Judy because the grandmother has passed. And child, he done brought boxes in, flattened them out, not flattened out, and put them in the trash and walked off. And he's late for work every day because it's an hour away every day, and Brat cannot. Child, so up there in their room where Jordan is staying, the HVAC people had come. Brad had to go up there to get him in there, and she took a video of how Jordan and his girl is living. Y'all, they got Cheesecake Factory bags on the floor, unmentionables on the floor, and everything else on the floor. And Brad cannot, nor could I. So Jordan and Brad are talking to Jordan because he's 21 years old, and he is not taking any responsibility. And Judy is trying to explain to Brat that by marrying her, she came with children. So Brat is the step parent and she can parent the child. But Brat is like, these children are grown. They should know better. Then Judy's like, well, with our baby, like how you just gonna say it once? She was like, no, because we're gonna raise them to the point where they know what and what not to do. I don't think Judy likes that. So then Brad said, I have a mother and I have a grandmother. And when I was growing up, we didn't have maids. Judy felt like she was taking like a low blow at her. And she feels a certain type of way. So I'm going to be back with part 2. Bye, beautifuls. Hey, beautifuls. I'm back. Let's get into it. So they still on it, right? Brad is like, when I grew up, I had to clean up. And all I'm saying is your children had maids. So Judy is taking it as if Brad is saying that she was not a good parent and she is the reason that her son does not take responsibility. So Judy feels like she's challenging her mothering. I'm going to leave that right there. So Brad is out here talking to her friend, and she mentioned Judy's son not cleaning up. And oh boy was like, well, you're the stepmom. Brad does not like that title. She said, I'm just Brad. And then the dude was like, I'm going to be a million with you. Like, right now, my room is a mess. I may have drawers in the corner. But Brad made a great statement and a great point. But you're not living in your mama's house. There's a difference. I'm not saying that Judy is, the reason. But with her not really talking to her son, she is kind of the reason. So they make it to the Halloween party. Everybody's cute. Brad goes along with it. She likes it. And Judy's like, she doesn't think that their kids should ever not have these experiences because of the parents' past traumas. And I agree with that. Halloween is a great holiday. So Brad has her drink. She's not pregnant anymore. So she says she wants something a little stronger. They let her know that they don't have any alcohol in the building. Brat goes and checks on it, and they said they realized that more people was there and they only had 2 bottles. Brat was like, nowhere we go is there just 2 bottles of Hennessy. She says she drinks one by herself. Child, she trying to figure that out. So Brat goes in and digs in her stash of Hennessy. Hennessy white. And then she proceeds to pour drinks for everybody in the building. Judy didn't like that so much. So do you think Brat is wrong for not wanting to be in this family conversation that Judy wants to have for her children? Because they're married. Brat is very adamant about it. She said she doesn't want to be in their conversations. The last conversation she had with her daughter, it was very emotional. And she said she feels like Judy should just handle that herself with them being her grown children. What do you think about that? So Brat is sitting there with a hangover. Judy's like, well, I'm glad you had fun because you cannot do that again. Brat does not understand because she's not pregnant. But Judy's trying to explain to her she needs to get her body ready for this next round. And I get it. So Brat and Judy in the grocery store talking about, the baby, what do they want? Brat said, I just want a healthy baby. And they're going to know how to clean their room. Judy took it as shade. And it kind of was, because Brat said Harris Dupart baby will know how to clean everything. So when they're 18 and 21 and they're out on their own, they will know how to do things. Judy did not like that, and she walked off set crying. P.S. Brat and Judy kind of have stuff all over their house. It's kind of already a mess. Bye, beautiful.